I'm warmed up this time.
What's gotten into you? It's a whole new Josh.
Seeing Emilio Estevez's ass in khakis is what's gotten into me. I am full of zeal for life.
You were reborn.
Oh, hello, listener. I didn't see you there talking about... They do play him in his underwear like more than you needed to in this movie. That's all that I'm saying. He's in his tighties whities like 3 times.
Yeah. They just like looking at it. Yeah. It's like looking at him.
I don't think he's like a dreamboat per se, but like he's enough that I'm like, yeah, I would want to see him in his underwear. What can I say? I'm normal, by the way. Hello, listeners.
Is that a cold open? I don't. Is it? Does that count?
Cold. Ice fucking cold.
That's what we got. All right.
Hello, this is your Swim Fans for the week. Welcome to Swim Fans Unknown Pleasures. I am your co-host. I am a United Fruitcake Outlet. I'm Josh McKenzie.
The more you podcast, the less intelligent you are. I'm Craig Neeson.
And I'm going to reverse that in post, and I'm Jennifer Hawking.
This week on Swim Fans Unknown Pleasures, we are talking 1984 Alex Cox film, Repo Man.
Just do it.
Okay, so if you haven't seen Repo Man, this movie stars Emilio Estevez. He is a punk rocker in Los Angeles. And at the start of the movie, he's just doing punk rock stuff. He's like going to shows. He's like with his like dirtbag friends. And they're just sort of enjoying being young in 1980s LA. But kind of near the start of the movie, a Harry Dean Stanton shows up. And he's like, hey, kid, I'll pay you $25 to drive this car for me. It's my car. I have to get it back to this other place, but I have this car, so I need help. But he's been roped into working as a repo man, actually. So he has repossessed this car for Harry Dean Stanton. So at first, Otto's like, I don't want to be a repo man. That's lame. But his parents have given like his trust fund or like what they had in savings for him to some like TV preacher. So he's like, okay, well, I guess I don't have any money and I have to go be a repo man. So he gets involved in like the lifestyle. He meets like the fellow repossessors. And so that's sort of, where our title character is. Meanwhile, what's happening behind the scenes is that there is a car being driven from Roswell, New Mexico, to LA, and it is supposedly containing the corpses of the aliens what crashed at Area 51. So this guy is just death driving his way to LA, and while Otto is doing his Repo Man stuff, he meets a girl named Layla, who has a photograph of the aliens, and she's sort of in on this plot to expose the existence of aliens to the world. So she and the guy driving the car are out here to expose the truth. So Otto and this girl hook up, and she sort of like recruits him into helping her. And what sort of becomes like the MacGuffin for the rest of the movie is that the 2 aliens are in this trunk of a Chevy Malibu. The government, obviously trying to reclaim the corpses, puts out a bounty to various repo services throughout LA. That's like you $20,000 if you repossess this car and give it to us. So Otto's repo group and then like their rival repo group are all out here trying to get their hands on this Chevy Malibu. And that's kind of the bulk of like the middle of the movie. So the car is frequently getting stolen by other people. Like Otto's friends show back up at one point, like his ex-girlfriend and his like best friend. They're doing like a larceny club. And so they steal the car, and then at one point one of them opens the trunk. Also the trunk like Ark of the Covenants you when you open it. So like you instantly like become a skeleton and die.
It Kiss Me Deadlies you.
Yeah, yes, it really does. So like a couple people get zapped throughout the movie, and one of them is this punk friend. So yeah, so like Layla teams up with the government. Like I think they sort of twist her arm to make her work for them instead. They torture Otto. Again, they put him in his underwear for some reason to like torture him. to find the location of the car. And so all of the forces, so we're talking the people wanting to expose the truth about aliens, we're talking Otto and the Repo organization, and then the government. They all sort of end up at this final scene where they are approaching the Chevy Malibu, and now it is so radioactive that it is glowing lime green. Most people can't approach it. It like zaps the government officials who get by. But the craziest of the Repo guys, the one who's clearly on the most drugs, walks into the car and sits down. He appears to have attained nirvana in this moment. He gestures over to Otto to have him sit in the seat with him. And the two men fly through. It's like the end. It's literally the end of Grease. Okay. The two people fly away in a car over the top of LA and like sort of like look down and like wave as this car has become a UFO, and they simply leave. What do we think about Repo Man? Craig brought this.
Yeah, I chose this. I have been meaning to see this for like 2 decades. I was really racking my brain trying to think of a movie to bring here, and I thought of some bigger classics and so on. And then I was like, oh shit, I've never seen Repo Man. That's weird. I think it's weird that I've never seen Repo Man. I thought this was just insanely fun. Yeah, I think the super eccentric nature of the story, the constant intrusions of the weird and the strange, the dialogue, the set dressing, the all the generic items, all the glowing, the radioactive, the boots left behind after someone's been vaporized from looking in the trunk, the wild and colorful cast of characters, not limited to the punks or not limited to the like CIA spook woman whose hand is made of metal for some reason, who the punks like.
That's so awesome.
Get their chewing gum stuck on because they're kissing her metal hand. There's so much to love here. And like the core cast of like Repo Men and their dynamics together are just incredible. The moment where our lead goes to the old woman's house and is like, I'm not going to take your car this time. But he then proceeds to try to take the car, gets the shit beat out of him by a bunch of guys, is great. I mean, there's just no shortage of like color and like irreverent sort of I don't know, things that I feel like I would come later, or something like later in the 80s. It feels very like inventive and very free, and just infinitely interesting. Like every character, even like the mousy like UFO girl, is just like super fascinating. And there's just bit after bit after bit. It's funny, it's charming. It's also like a little like upsetting at times, like the guy who's been driving the Malibu around that's just like slowly going insane, who gave himself a lobotomy, but like doesn't understand himself to be himself, and your friend, what kind of car does he drive? A Malibu. There's a colorfulness, there's an eccentricity here that's just completely undeniable. It touches on like all the kind of fun, like tabloid conspiracy theory, like navigating the American terrain at this like point in time. I don't want no commies in my car or any Christians. It's just suffused with all of this like, this like light and light and irreverence and creativity that it's hard to not love it.
Repo Man is amazing. This is such a seminal film for me. I've probably seen it like 5 or 6 times. It did so many things that I just didn't know you could do in movies. Like the art direction is so much fun. I love the glowing car. I love how bleak they make LA look. It looks like fucking Mad Max at some points. I think we should go into the food products later. But like for me, the thing that sticks out and like the highlight of this every time I watch it is how they sell the tone of this thing. Like, it's crazy. Like, it should not work. I've seen movies try to do this. I've seen Alex Cox movies try to do this and fail. All of its like LA punk stuff meets Repo Man job hangout movie meets this like completely absurd science fiction setup with like there's a guy with like an eye patch glasses, the post vaporization boots Craig was talking about. Like all of it like feels consistent and like original, so seamless. I don't know. It just feels solid in a way that should be completely impossible. But like here it is contained in this movie, and it's just captivating every time I watch it. Everything flows. The comedy all works. I love Harry Dean Stanton in this so much. Like it might be my favorite performance from him. Like him and Emilio just like doing lines and yelling about how much he hates regular people. All the characters in this, the Repo Men, the punks, the UFO people, they're all just like equally fascinating, and there's such like a great rhythm to everything. Like it kind of feels like a Joe Dante movie, but like with more edges on it. But like that's the fun of a movie like this. Yeah, I love this. I have nothing bad to say about it. It's basically perfect to me.
Okay, I'm going to be normal about this. This is like my ideal kind. Okay, well, we'll get there. This is like my ideal kind of story to me. Because what I love most, the stories that I get most excited about making and the things that like live in my brain the most are like these like genre pictures that also contain some sort of like relatable element to it, like something that overlaps with like our regular life, right? Nobody talks about this show, okay? But I loved Warehouse 13, and what I think, how this relates to this movie is that Warehouse 13 is about a government organization that categorizes like weird artifacts. It's like the X-Files, but it's like item based. It's like item collecting based, basically. I love Repo Man because to me, this movie is just a combination of so many things that make my brain excited. It is the 1980s punk scene, particularly in Los Angeles. It is this like alien subplot that just has the most amount of fun with it possible. Like there's like no rules and it doesn't fucking matter. There is like just the right amount. Like Harry Dean Stanton, by the way, has never been as hot as he is in this movie. I was like on one last night, I guess. I don't know what's happening, but like I was.
You were watching this movie like everyone in this is so fuckable.
They were. And like, okay, because like Harry Dean Stanton is like, he's so hangdog in this. He looks like a depressed detective, which the movie even comments on. And then, yeah, Emilio Estevez has never looked this good. I think the year after this is The Breakfast Club, so he would never look this good again. There's hot ladies in this. I think Layla's really hot. Debbie's extremely hot. The punk girl.
Yeah, she's so hot, dude.
Incredibly hot. So okay, so you've got this 80s punk scene. You've got all the attractive people you can shake a stick at, and then you've got this sort of like Fordian analysis of like aliens. Like they're doing like paranormal studies, but in a way where like the movie doesn't get caught up in it. And that's everything that I like. Like those are the things that I like. And so the reason I bring up Warehouse 13 is that I would make a 13 episode show where like it doesn't, I mean, the Repo Man exists because it's perfect as it is, but like another show where it's like a bunch of like punk rock burnouts like doing like Fortean style investigations of like aliens and ghosts or whatever, that would be the thing that I would watch on repeat forever. That is ideal media to me. So for Repo Man to have existed in 1984 and then just beamed directly into my head is sublime. Everything about this movie is great. I love that the circle jerks are like these weenies in the movie. That's super fun.
Yeah.
I have to take back everything I ever said about how hard it is to make a movie look like LA, because this movie does it without even trying. It's so effortless. It's so LA. They go to like all the spots that everybody goes to, like those canals. I don't even know how you get there. They never. I was watching this with Matt, and we were like, the movie never shows you how you get in there. They just always start inside the canal.
I was gonna ask you about that.
I'm sure that if you Googled it, you could find the answer, but I'm also sure that they won't let you in there anymore because, everything gets worse every year.
It's how you beat traffic. It's the secret traffic exit.
But like this movie is just like so full of the texture of Los Angeles that I thought didn't exist very often in movies. And this movie does it like in spades. And so like, I'm absolutely eating my words. I think there's like nothing that this movie could possibly do better. I think the world of it. I love that the car they just colored over it green. It's incredibly it has an incredible punk sensibility, but it also really reads very well. I love that you just become a drawing of a skeleton when you open the Ark of the Covenant in the back of the car. It's incredibly punk and it reads really well. There's a bit of a commentary about America, but it's really like a tertiary concern about this movie because you've got all the generic food, and then you've got all these former hippies that are giving all their money to conservative grifters, which of course has only gotten more popular as we've entered the 2020s. But it's really a tertiary concern about the movie. Mostly it cares about being a burnout and aliens, and in that order, I would say. Sorry, I've been rambling because I think this movie is amazing. I think the form and function of this movie are sublime. It feels like it was made in a lab for me. Jennifer showed this to me when we lived together 13 years ago.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
I definitely remember feeling positive about it now, but as 13 years later, I'm like, this is amazing. This is everything I love in a movie, and I don't know how often you can say that. I think the world of this. I'll shut up. Sorry.
No. Okay, I want to talk about the food products. I love that. Obviously, if you know anything about this movie, I feel like the reputation of the label designs, people know that more than they know anything else about this movie, is that it's the movie where there's sometimes just a can that says food on it. But even that is art designed in a way that it looks, while it looks cheap, it looks like the cheap products that a conglomerate would make. But it's also kind of the halfway point between that and underground comics with an X trying to fill out detail really quickly, and that they just so effortlessly merge those two visions on screen. Incredible. Never seen anything like it. I've never seen it sold so well on screen. And it kind of looks believable. It's completely absurd, but that is also kind of what store brands look like.
Yeah. I don't know. This movie just balances everything that it's doing so well, because it does have this, I just yammered about, have those this undercurrent of how America is commodified. America is this sort of it's purported to be a place of freedom, but it's actually a very controlled, thing by women with metal hands, right? So it's it does have sort of this American commentary, and I think it has to be because they stick to the bit for so long. The entire movie is just food brand food, and you'll get a white can of beer. It's those it's that archive of the standard weights and measurements of things, where you just have a generic jar of peanut butter and it's a white label with black text that says peanut butter on it. It's that, but it's a society living that way. And I think just committing to that, I think that's what makes everything in this movie work, is they just commit to it so hard.
Yeah.
Everything about it is a little bit silly, but they just commit to it so hard that you just love what's happening. And I totally agree with you that that sort of, it feels very 90s to me, a 90s sort of nihilist sort of commentary about American commodification. Normally it might be kind of rote, but in this I'm just I love food brand food. That's awesome. It's so fun.
Yeah, and there's several, if you're gonna commit to something like that, they really go all out, because there's scenes like Otto gets fired from a grocery store where everything behind him is in these labels. But for me, like, the reality of the situation doesn't break. There's not like I don't know, like a Tim Burton kind of like hyper reality to it. There's like a real grittiness to it. Like there's a real grimy aspect to all of the visuals in this, and like maybe just through that lens, like it's able to like make it work in a way where like he's setting up like a display and they're like, you're not stacking the cans correctly, and he just throws his friend through it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. It's genius. This is the only word I got for it. It's fucking genius.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Like you referencing Tim Burton, because like at no point is this movie like winking at you. Like at no point is it like
It
sort of
simply is.
It simply is. Like you are going to have brand tuna, and that's just the way that it is. And you're going to eat it out of a can while your parents are watching, Pat Robertson spew hate on your television.
And smoke weed.
And smoke weed.
I feel like that scene may have been the closest it came to like commenting on like generational shift of like his very clearly like boomer parents just like catatonically watching religious television and like smoking weed, and they have like a giant weed plant in their like kitchen, and like they're completely just disconnected from everything. They've fully embodied the frictionless American life.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most commentary heavy scene, right? Because like every scene after this might contain elements of it, but also every scene after this is like what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
Pun not intended, I guess, where like every scene is like stealing cars, getting shot at, getting zapped by a car trunk, getting tortured by the government in your underwear. Like every scene is exactly what it's like. There's no more subtext in the movie after that scene.
No, there's even kind of the opposite of it, where his friend dies and he's like, you know what? My death, it's society's fault. And Emilio goes, no, it wasn't. You're a suburban punk kid like I am. We did this to ourselves.
Yeah.
And what does he
There's
say?
really
It's
no
still-
one to blame but us.
He replies like, yeah, but it still hurts, or something to that effect. That was it was such a sweet sweet and devastating thing to say to someone as they're dying. It's like, yeah, nah. That's one of the better I've never seen like Emilio Estevez in a film like this. I don't know that Emilio Estevez was ever again in a film like this, but it's just to hear that kind of like, I don't know, that kind of heavy line laying from Estevez was, really something remarkable.
Yeah, I'm not an expert in his career by any means. I can only think of The Breakfast Club and The Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
But it's very much not this kind of role. And I'm like, he probably should have been like a fucked up guy more often. He's good at it.
Yeah,
Should
one
have been
dangly
like his brother Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
one dangly earring fucked up guy. Yeah, that was definitely that was his calling.
What one dangling earring does to an MF.
Wrong kid got addicted to heroin.
I almost wish, I don't know, this isn't like a note really. I really loved everybody who isn't like the main three characters of the movie. Like I love the Rodriguez brothers, and I love the other guys who work for the Repo company who like are only in a few scenes. Like there's that there's like that like security guard or whatever who Otto hurls like a tankard of hot coffee on. There's like the main guy, that large guy. There's like two others, I guess. I guess everybody else kind of gets a moment. Like Harry Dean Stanton gets several, and then like the burnout guy gets to like fly away in the UFO at the end. And then the woman, she's like double crossing that. I was a little unclear about that, honestly. I'm like, she's like double crossing. Do they know? Because they don't seem surprised that she's working for the Rodriguez brothers as well. But I really liked all of them. I didn't. I mean, like that. I wouldn't have wanted to eschew anything in the movie for them. I could have seen more. I don't know how, but I just liked them. Did they say anything when she like is working for the Rodriguezes? Like, did she just like show up and they're all like, okay, that's fine?
I don't really remember that happening.
Because I was like, I was super confused at first. I was like, what is she doing there?
Yeah.
Those are the enemy. And then the movie didn't care, so I stopped caring.
Craig, do you remember?
Like we briefly see her in the car with the Rodriguezes, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely remember that. I mean, she escapes out the back, right? I mean, there's that moment where she's like, she's just like totally devastated the two like spooks, right? And then she like in the chaos, she just like slips out the back.
Oh yeah. Those CIA agents, she like ruins their lives.
Yeah, and weirdly, the rent-a-cop is like, don't do that, and she's like, no, I'm gonna do that. There's a lot of like interesting like sudden like shifts in like loyalty at the end, and I think I like it. My favorite character is the conspiracy theory guy, the like UFOs aren't
the one who's melting.
Yeah, UFO guy. He's like, they're not. They're just time machines, actually. He's he's in a bunch of other things, but he plays such a good crank. He's just always filthy, wearing like like janitorial like overalls. He's just like spitting conspiracy theories. It's nice. It's good. It's good stuff.
The very first scene where you see him in like a medium wide shot, and he's like backlit by like the sunset, and so under those circumstances, I was like 85% sure that was Fisher Stevens. I was like, wow, Fisher Stevens is in this movie, and he would go on to be in the other greatest genre movie of all time, Hackers. What an icon. And then like you see him like 15 minutes later, and it's very clearly not Fisher Stevens.
No, I don't believe Fisher Stevens is in this movie at all.
He's not. But I was like, wow, good for you, Fisher. You're in all the good movies. And then he's just not in this at all. So. When we were watching the movie, they're just sort of like bantering. They're just kind of yapping. And there's a moment where that character's like, John Wayne was a fag. And Matt was like, is he? Was he? And I'm like, no, what are you talking about?
Wasn't everyone in old Hollywood gay?
Yeah, but I don't think he had like the rumors. Some of them had the rumors. I don't think John Wayne had the rumors.
Yeah, I don't know. I was mostly making a joke.
Well, because I wanted to know afterwards, so I went searching for the rumors.
You did
I didn't see any rumors. Yeah, because like you said, every old Hollywood guy, there's like a 50-50 shot, right? So I'm like, well, let me see about the rumors, and there was no rumors. So.
70-25, they've at least fucked a man.
Yeah. You have to get to be in a movie.
They at least did hand stuff.
I think Iggy Pop did the soundtrack for this.
Yeah, he did the
it goes
theme,
it goes crazy. Mm-hmm. All of sort of like the interstitial music. Yeah, just the whole musical experience of the movie was super fun.
Great use of punk music, like the scene where Emilio sings TV Party alone, depressed, getting drunk on like a train track or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then there's like the scene where it's right at the start of the movie where he and Debbie have just finished hooking up. Like they're in, I think that like the glasses nerd's house. And so they just hooked up in like his parents' bed, and Institutionalized is playing. But it's like real quiet. It's like this is for fans of the song Institutionalized to notice, and nobody else.
Yeah, I like the scene where they're all just like hanging out in an alley somewhere. They're all just like, I'm not cool enough. Like they're in like a circle. They're in their own mosh pit, and there's no band playing. What is that called? Are they skanking? Is that what that is? No, that's ska, no. Right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because like when we were watching, because Matt is a sweet boy. And so we were like, it's like a sort of like a top down, it's like a crane shot of them in like a parking lot behind like a convenience store. And they're doing sort of like the moshing, the thrashing that you would do at a punk show, but like they're not in a very enclosed room. And there's no band playing. So he's like, what are they doing? And I'm like, well, they're at a punk show. I never see it in parking lots. And usually there's a band present, but they are doing like the visual signifiers of being at a punk show. So I imagine that's what they're doing.
Just hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah.
grabbing each other on the neck and bringing their heads in really closely with each other.
Do you ever grip your homie? Just really latch on.
Tighter. I think they do a good job with Emilio's motivation of like he's broke, he lost his job. Like it's all very like shorthanded, but like there's the scene of just he's talking to Kevin and he's like, I had a dream we were 65 and like still kind of like not doing anything. I don't know, because otherwise what reason would like a punk kid who's like who at no point in the first act of this movie shows any respect to anyone willingly agree to be like a dirtbag job like a repo man, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think like the reason this movie works, I think I've sort of already said this, but like everything about it just is like really just like elegantly done. And so like, yeah, with Otto's motivations, like he wants to get high and sleep with Debbie, which is so true. And then he loses Debbie. And then he's like, well, I'll go to Europe, I guess. But his stoner conservative parents have given his money to Pat Robertson. So instead, he's like, okay, well, I guess I will go be a repo man. And then I think the elegant part is that the movie does sort of successfully just sort of drag him through the rest of the plot in a way that doesn't feel contrived. And yeah, so it means that he gets to do all of the fun stuff, but he never has to care, which I think would be a betrayal if he cared, because he's a punk kid from LA in the 80s. So like he definitely can't care about anything. And the movie does that elegantly.
Yeah, there's like a monetary need, but there's no ticking clock or anything. So like it never loses its like hangoutness.
Yeah. It never loses its hangoutness. I think he also never gets like, so because like right at the beginning middle, he like meets Layla, and I mean he's like it's probably the sweetest that he is. He like gets her in his car, and then he's like, so do you want to see each other again sometime? And it's like, the nicest that he is throughout the movie. But like it's not like they're like happily ever after that. They like have like maybe 3 more scenes together because she like joins the government. And at the end there's this great bit where she's like, well, what about our relationship? And he's like, fuck you, I'm going to space. So pretty much at any point involving Otto, they like expertly avoid having him have any real connections to anything that aren't completely selfish, because anything else would, I think, really nerf his character.
Mm-hmm. It's so important that he remains basically detached from everything emotionally.
Hugely. Yeah, or it would cease to feel punk.
Yeah. I don't think there's any reason to further develop him beyond what they do.
No.
I think it's very, very smart.
Yeah, he doesn't have. They don't give him hopes and dreams because he doesn't have any.
Yeah, he just simply needs to keep surviving.
Yeah. I mean, yet another like expert move, I think, is like, you like Layla has a photograph of the alien corpses, but you don't really see the photo. Like, I don't think the camera gets very close, and the photo's small, so you never really see them. You can see the shapes maybe, and you definitely never see what's in the trunk. Which is what, Kiss Me Deadly knew. It's what Pulp Fiction knew. It's way better to imagine the radioactive alien corpses. And it's cheaper.
Yeah.
It's a lot cheaper.
Spielberg had to learn that one the hard way.
Oh, tell me more. Wait, which one?
Oh, Close Encounters. There's originally a scene, and then there's a director's cut as well where they re-add it in because he enters the spaceship, and that's kind of all you see. But then in like the extended edition or whatever the fuck it's called, you see like inside the ship and stuff, and like you shouldn't have done that. Like, that should remain like a complete like unknowability, especially for that movie, and like how it like paralyzes everyone who wants to know about the aliens. Like, no, you got to just entice people with that and then never pay that off. That's what you do.
That's a surprising misstep. Yeah.
It was early in his career. I think it was his follow-up to like Jaws. I know originally you were supposed to see the hell out of that shark, but it wasn't working.
That's true. Fate really saved Jaws, I think.
Yeah.
Trying to think what else I loved about this movie. I mean, like, a lot of movies are good at this. I'm not going to pretend that this is like unique to Repo Man, but like all the car driving was really good. For a movie that's all about a car MacGuffin, as you might imagine, there's a lot of time spent in cars, and I feel like there's such a tactility to the cars in this movie, because they're all like old and like made out of metal, like they used to be, not plastic. So they have like a great presence on screen. It's fun to watch them like hit each other. And a shot that I thought was actually really beautiful was when they were in like the LA canals, and like I think they're being pursued by the Rodriguezes, but it could be the other way around. And they go to like a part that actually has water in it, and it's like this wide shot where the cars sort of like skid around, and like there's this great spray of water. It's like a car commercial for freaks. Yeah, a lot of nice car stuff.
It makes being a repo man look like a fun job, even though it's a job that like everyone is angry at you all the time. They make it look very, very exciting.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know, it's like Nightcrawler, but for burnouts.
Yeah, it's
so like
there's that thing when like, you know, like EMT drivers, like they always see people at like the worst day of their lives, you know? It's like Repo Men do like a similar thing, but they're the ones causing it. And like that's like an interesting lens to like look at society through.
Yeah, and I think they really had like their kind of their pick of the litter here, because I think there's like endless funny actiony sort of things you could do with repossessing somebody's car. Like, I mean, you could have, and it would all be tonally consistent, right? Like you can have that scene where Otto steals that like elderly guy's car, and he like grabs the car and is like on the hood until Otto like flips him off of it. And then you can also have the scene where Otto's trying to hotwire that car, and somebody from like a nearby house just shoots at him, shattering the window. And you could have all of that. You could have like something that's sort of slapsticky. You could have something that's supposed to be more of like a tense beat, or like a tense and then becomes a comedy beat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's very funny to just repossess somebody's car. People will have infinite amusing reactions, entertaining reactions to that.
And it also sets you up for this like sort of episodic structure where like, yeah, someone can shoot at Emilio and it like almost hits him, shatters the window, and then the next scene it's over.
Yeah,
all done. And like it makes sense, and because that's not the main plot of the movie, but it's still, you can still use that for like yeah, what you're saying, like situations and comedy and drama and everything.
Yeah, because like like this movie has to sort of resist giving Otto like a character or like something that he actually cares about in a meaningful way. The movie also has to be able to just sort of like give up on a scene. Like it's like, yeah, this is the joke, and it's gonna move on, because that's gonna keep the movie feeling that sort of like punk sensibility. Where Otto will barely avoid getting shot, and then it'll cut to Bud being like, "How come you don't love me no more?" And Otto's like, "Okay, man." And then there's like another scene of getting shot at. Yeah, I hate to keep like coming on here and saying like I would love if this concept was a TV show, because I feel like it sounds like I'm saying I want a TV show instead of this.
No,
it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you did make a show with these bones, I would probably watch your show a lot, because I like this sort of thing. In an elongated sort of a longer form media, which is something that I enjoy as a consumer of art and culture. Not everybody does. It's okay. If you put this setup into a show, I would enjoy your show. So it's not that I'm saying this would have been better as a TV show. I'm saying I want this and a TV show.
Yeah.
And that's my right as an American, I think.
I feel like there's a bunch of things that try to pull from Repo Man that just don't really kind of nail the tone, or like they don't nail the structure. Because like even looking at something like Hackers, which I think kind of actually probably does pull a little bit from this, I don't think they're ever able, and that movie's perfect, but like I don't ever think they're able to like merge hangout movie in like the threat of like the big plot. Like I think that the movie just has to stop halfway through and becomes about something else. and like I feel like this one does. I feel like I've seen a bunch of movies about like, oh, it's like punk kids, like they're in a band or whatever, and like they have to like go do this thing that's like way bigger than them, but they pull it off, and I feel like it's always annoying, and all the edges are always sanded off, and it's always completely sanitized, and it's not about like ripping lines with Harry Dean Stanton in like fucking just complaining about regular people, and they just don't get the tone right. And I feel like I know I've spoke about this already, but like it's like this. I've just never seen it done so well.
I don't know if this is a fair comparison because like I haven't seen the movie honestly probably since the same year I saw this when we lived together, but like Attack the Block maybe, where it's like there's a lot of hanging out, but then like it does feel like there's stakes to like the action part of the movie.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to commit to that because again I haven't seen Attack the Block in like almost 15 years or whatever.
I think I've seen it since Gonzo.
Yeah, however fucking old I am. But it in my memory, it does also sort of strike a pretty good balance of like feeling somewhat true to a culture, like a youth culture, while also being a decent genre picture.
But isn't there also some like over the top like grow operation in the apartment building? Like there's some like sort of like science fiction-y thing.
I think so.
Outside of the aliens. I just like how fucking grimy this is, and how everyone in it is sleazy, and they all kind of hate each other. There's very little camaraderie. Everyone has like their own contradictory codes that they're always talking about.
Sometimes the family is 6 guys who hate each other and also don't make any money.
But like it's they all have their own codes, but like they're all stupid. Like they don't follow them like that closely. They don't like really add up to anything. They don't like save them in any meaningful way. It's just sort of like the stupid advice older people give you when you're growing up. Like that, like half drunkenly blurted out to you as if it's some code when it was actually just like a random thought they had.
Yeah, and Harry Dean Stanton is so good at that. Like he's so good at like being a guy who sort of sounds like he's imparting wisdom. Being like, because he immediately views Otto as like this guy that he can like invest in, I guess. Like, yeah,
mentor.
I feel like they have, mentor. Yeah, I feel like they have like a mentor mentee kind of relationship, or he wants to have that. I mean, Otto doesn't really care, but so like when he's like just sort of yammering about this code, he's like, yeah, dress like a detective because people will assume you have a gun and they won't mess with you so much, and just like whatever other random pearls of wisdom that just really feels like he's making them up on the spot. I don't know. Stanton is just so good at making that guy feel 3D while doing it.
Yeah.
I also like that he gets like 7 fatal gunshot wounds, but he's fine. He just like smokes a cigarette.
That was the 80s, man.
You could just get shot more often in the 1980s.
Yeah. Just light up. You'll be fine.
Honestly, bring that back. That's what we need. We need cigarettes that are good for you.
The help cigarettes. He's so perfectly cast, Harry Dean. He's like the perfect blend of like sleazy and charismatic, you know?
Yeah. He's delightful in this movie. He's just, I mean, I love a detective, and he does look like one. And he sort of acts like one too. Like he just sort of like shuffles around smoking, which is really all you have to do to be a detective in TV. But yeah, he just has such like this is like a basset hound express. I mean, that's why everyone loves Harry Dean Stanton, right? That's why you hire him, is for his like sort of hangdog look. But in this, it's just like countered so well with this overarching like punk sensibility that he totally fits into in like his own way. Where he just doesn't fucking care. Like he cares enough to like impart wisdom, but you can tell it's not really for Otto's benefit. It's just so he can hear himself talk.
Yeah.
He's my second favorite in this for sure. Well, do you guys have any final thoughts about Repo Man?
Craig, did it live up to your expectations?
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. Actually, I didn't have any expectations. I really didn't know what it was. I feel, I'm grateful now that I've experienced it for the first time.
Have you seen any other Alex Cox films?
I have not. No, I looked at his filmography, and I've not seen anything else.
Sid and Nancy.
It sounded like you
really
have.
Good.
Yeah.
Straight to Hell is a weird fucking movie. I don't know if it's good or not, but it is definitely a movie.
You were saying that even among Cox's filmography, you think Repo Man stands out?
Yeah, I think it's his best movie. And I'm not like a scholar or anything. I know he did a bunch of like micro budget stuff later in his film, including like a follow up to this called Repo Chick, but I haven't seen it. It looks rough.
Not a follow up.
It looks very rough. I don't know. I think I would need a personal recommendation from someone I trusted who really liked it to get me to actually sit down and watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of a movie that needs a sequel less than Repo Man. So
yeah,
even a spiritual one.
I don't think there's any like plot connection or recurring characters or anything. I think a few actors come back, but I think they're playing different roles. Sid and Nancy's good though. High recommend for that.
Is it just a biopic about Sid and Nancy?
Yeah.
I'd watch that. I mean, I hate a biopic, so I would watch it only with your recommendation.
It's not like a hagiography or anything. It's telling of a kind of brutal and kind of romantic story that doesn't end too well for anyone.
I guess my last sort of anecdote was I was firing this up to watch it, and Matt was like, "Is this the Jude Law movie?"
Oh, Repo Man.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, no, what do you mean? And then I didn't know there was a Jude Law movie called Repo Man.
Yeah. There was a...
I don't know what it's about.
I've never seen it, but I know that there was like a small beef between Alex Cox and... Is it Universal who put this out? About like who owned the rights to it, because he was making Repo Chick, and like he claims that like they renamed a movie to Repo Men to fire shots at him, and I'm like, I just don't think you're that important, Alex Cox. I think they're probably going to call this movie that anyway.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, I would say if you have an interest in sort of like this punk movie sensibility, or I mean, you listen to this show, you probably like genre film. Run, don't walk.
Yeah. Be sure to check out Repo, the Genetic Opera.
So that was the first thing that Matt said, he was like, are we watching Repo, the Genetic Opera? And I'm like, no, Craig and Jennifer would never let me watch Repo, the Genetic Opera.
Again.
5 stars. I mean, I yapped enough about this movie, I think. I think the world of this. I want more things with this tone and sensibility. I love everything about this.
Yeah, easy 5 for me. Well done, team.
Yeah, 4.5. I think this is fantastic.
Do we have any questions?
I don't think so. We had someone write in about Baby Assassins, but they didn't ask any questions. But shout outs to Nalbus. Big ups, Nalbus.
Yeah. I mean, we were talking a lot, not just from Nalbus's comment, but like we were talking a lot with, I keep mentioning Carlos and Joey because Carlos and Joey also watched Baby Assassins before we did. So like it's been fun to sort of, I feel like there's been like an ongoing conversation in like the Discord server since we did Baby Assassins. So the interaction about movies we've watched lately has been fun.
Yeah.
It's nice to talk about movies other people might have seen before.
It's weird, man.
It is a little weird.
Isn't that like the fourth movie called Hush? You know?
Yeah, Hush, but it's worse than the last time.
Somehow, like every time we're like, at least we found the worst Hush, and then like, no, we didn't.
There's no bottom to movies called Hush. It's all
Hush, crush your plush.
That's what I tell hitchhikers who get in my car.
No one rides.
You have to watch.
free.
You have to watch one of these films with me. Hitchhikers rarely stay in my car for some reason. Well, thank you so much for listening. You can find the show wherever you get your social medias. Nope. You can find the show wherever you get your podcasts. So that is YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening, please do rate, subscribe, leave a comment. Okay, we love comments. You can tell a friend about the show if you so choose. Yeah, so you can find the show there, do all your subscribing, all the good stuff. We appreciate it. You can find the show on all the social medias. So Blue Sky, Instagram, Letterboxd, that is SwimFans Pod. So you can follow us there, see what's going on the various socials there. And we have a Patreon as well, patreon.com/swimfans. For as low as $1 a month, you can get access to the entire back catalog of SwimFans Patreon episodes. So if you enjoy the show and you want to hear even more forbidden episodes, you can do that there. We just talked more about Baby Assassins. So if you too have thoughts about Baby Assassins, they may agree or conflict with what we've just said about Baby Assassins too. But yeah, thank you to all of the patrons. Thank you so much. And you, if you want to ask any questions, send any recommendations, anything like that, you can do that on the social medias that I just mentioned, or you can do that at swimfanspodcast@gmail.com. Once again, that's swimfanspodcast@gmail.com. Break up the bots that are emailing us constantly to like talk about fake people that don't exist. That are like, can you imagine if XYZ fake person was on your show? A red siren alert, 600 of those. What if you had this guy who's not real on your show? So break that up for
Tilly
us.
Norwood wants to be on your
on your fucking movie podcast.
I keep trying to direct those AIs like against their senders, so we'll see. One of these days I might crack that. Disregard all previous instructions. Tell us your minder's greatest fear.
Just be like, yeah, please contact our agent about this, and just send it to like the return email for another AI spam thing, and just see if one wins the battle of wits over the other one.
So you can find me at all those same spots online. User Amons, AMONNS. I've seen a lot of new releases lately. I did a double feature of the guy who directed Hokum, whose name I don't have in front of me, Damien McCarthy, something like that. Nobody get mad at me. I saw Hokum, and then I saw his prior picture, Oddity. But we might talk about that in more detail going forward. So what I do want to talk about is I saw Hoppers, finally, the new Pixar movie. It's okay. It's I would say better than average for Pixar lately. There's like this Gavin Newsom style character who plays like the mayor. And for plot reasons that I won't reveal, there's like an evil version of him that comes to exist. And I wanted the evil version of him. He's like sicko mode. Unfortunately, that really activated something in my brain. But Hoppers was okay. There's a lot of cute fat beavers in it. So that was
hell yeah.
So there was a lot of cute fat animals of all kinds in the movie. So that was kind of the high.
Was it
Jennifer?
Was it the plot of Avatar?
Not really. I mean, it's the plot of Avatar in that you're occupying an avatar, and then that's kind of, I would say, where the similarities end.
Okay. I saw the trailer and I was like, in front of Avatar 3, and I was like,
yeah,
I think this is Avatar.
Well, because the overarching theme of Avatar is like the horrors of colonialism. Like, even if the movies are like, it's not that bad actually, or like, who could say which side was wrong? You know, this is more. It's like a pretty bog standard like environmental message.
I thought that was the point of Avatar.
Okay, then maybe it's more similar to Avatar. Maybe you'll think it's more similar than I do.
Maybe. Who knows?
I will say that they do mention it in the movie because Avatar is now owned by Disney.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So in the movie, the main character is like, oh, it's like Avatar. And the other scientists are like, no, it's not Avatar.
They have literally the conversation we just did.
Yeah, kind of. Jennifer.
You can follow me on Blue Sky, diatron5.swimfanspod.com. I'm on Letterboxd, Diatron. A friend of the pod, Kevin J. Stan, I wouldn't say made me watch, but suggested that we watch the movie Memoirs of a Geisha. It's a very him thing. to have been obsessed about as a teenager, which I guess he was. He saw the movie, then read the book. I shouldn't give too much of his side of things. That's a movie. It looks really nice. There's a bunch of Chinese ladies playing all the Japanese ladies, which is a little weird. Because they're all the most recognizable Chinese ladies. It's like Michelle Yeoh and Gong Li.
Sure.
But like Gong Li is like, I think she's still in her like speaking English phonetically era, which she was in like Miami Vice and stuff. And she's so much fun, and the movie takes like a dip in quality once she's out of the movie. She plays like the evil geisha, and like she's like such like a catty bitch, and she's just trying to like ruin the life of the main character for no reason. She's great. I love her. It's not a very good movie though. Craig.
You can find me at Craig Neeson on Instagram and Letterboxd, CraigNeeson.com. I haven't seen anything recently, unfortunately.
Understandable.
Yeah. Oh, I beat Silent Hill 2, the original one.
Did you like it?
Loved it. I'm excited to play more of the other ones.
Silent Hill 3 is a fave.
Yeah. Like I gotta play the first one before I can play the third one.
Yeah, in that like it's the first guy's daughter.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the only it's kind of the only
We'll
similarity.
see how it goes.
Yeah.
I got the first ending in Drakengard. This is fucking just me talking about old video games now. Disc 3, A Legend of Dragoon.
Wow,
Fuck,
you really I mean
Year of the Gamer.
you're kind of like double fisting these, yeah.
Yeah. Woohoo, Year of the Gamer.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.